Tonight, Carbondale police are investigating a death at a senior living facility. We have the latest next. Plus, a federal lawsuit claims a West Frankfort business owner has sexually harassed her employees for many years. We have more coming up. Plus, SIU leaders move forward with their effort to reorganize the Carbondale campus. Those stories and more tonight on a Thursday night edition of News 24 at 10. And good evening, thanks for joining us. We have a lot of news to get to, but we begin with the weather, where more rain is in the forecast. Here's Terry in with the latest. Thanks, Terry. Carbondale police are investigating a death at a senior living facility. The death happened yesterday at the Prairie Living at Chautauqua in Carbondale. The nursing home is cooperating with authorities. In a statement, they said, "At this time, Prairie Living at Chautauqua is devastated by the loss of one of our residents. Our thoughts and prayers are with the resident and family at this difficult time. The well-being and safety of all of our residents is our number one concern. We're also guided by residents' rights and an individual's right to engage with the greater community. We are cooperating with local authorities. We are not at liberty to discuss the matter publicly due to patient privacy laws. We also want to protect the privacy of the deceased resident and her family." The Jackson County coroner says the preliminary cause of death is cardiac arrest due to hypothermia. A federal lawsuit claims a West Frankfort business owner was sexually harassed by her employees for many years. An owner has sexually harassed her employees for many years. The lawsuit says Joyce Fogelman, owner of J&S Pharmacy, forced employees to kiss her in order to receive their paychecks. She spanked employees, and that she stripped naked while at work. Wendy Blades filed that lawsuit. She worked with the pharmacy for more than 10 years. She claims she was unlawfully fired from her job last year. Blades' attorney, Mark Schuver, says he's never heard anything like the allegations in more than 30 years in law. Fogelman's attorney, John Karnoff, said Blades is a disgruntled former employee making false allegations. In a public statement, Fogelman said, quote, "I know the truth. My customers know the truth. Most importantly, God knows the truth. I want to thank all of the thousands of people who have reached out to me today, either in person or through social media, and who have offered their support. Their truth always prevails. I am confident that I will be vindicated once all the facts come out before the court." The federal judge has ruled the case could move forward to a jury trial. That trial is scheduled for next December. SIU leaders are moving forward with their effort to reorganize the Carbondale campus. The Board of Trustees unanimously approved a measure to send its plans to the Illinois Board of Higher Education for approval. Officials are trying to reduce the number of academic units so there's less bureaucracy in the way of students getting an education. Campus leaders have been working on reorganizing the campus structure for years. They're working off the blueprint of former Chancellor Carlo Montemagno laid out last year. So far, the Faculty Senate and the Graduate Council have approved 8 of the 21 proposals in the reorganization proposal. SIU currently has 58 departments within 8 colleges, and leaders want to reduce that to 21 schools within 6 colleges. Several people spoke out for and against the reorganization effort. Scholar said talks will continue regarding the other 13 academic units that haven't been approved yet. In other business, the SIU board unanimously approved the appointment of John Dunn as interim chancellor. Dunn served as interim chancellor before in 2006 to 2007 and spent the prior 4 years as provost and vice chancellor for academic affairs. Dunn left SIU to become president of Western Michigan University in 2007. He retired in June 2017. SIU interim president Dr. Kevin Dorsey previously said the person nominated for interim chancellor would not be a candidate for the permanent position. SIU is looking for a new chancellor after the death of former Chancellor Carlo Magno in October. Dorsey said Dunn begins January 1st. Sheriff Jeff Bullard took office on December 1st and has brought 2 new law enforcement leaders he trusts with him in Jefferson County. He filled the positions for chief deputy and jail administrator. Bullard says he took advice on who to select as chief deputy long before taking office. Bullard chose Blaine Yules for chief deputy. Yules worked with the Centralia Police Department for 21 years and made his way up to Lieutenant of Investigations before leaving. He worked with Bullard on many cases throughout those years and wanted to take on the new challenge as chief deputy. A goal of the new administration is to implement a drug task force for the county, which would coordinate with city police departments. Meanwhile, a familiar face to come back to the sheriff's office is Jail Administrator John Scott, who worked there from 2000 to 2003. During the gap time, Scott served several terms as the county circuit clerk, but is happy to once again be at the sheriff's office. Scott says a few of his goals are to better prepare officers for the job and improve conditions for inmates. Bullard says changes like these will set a higher standard for the sheriff's office. You can see these stories and more at our website, www.news24si.com. Here's the latest in national news in your Fox News Update.
In Fox News.
The President's inaugural committee on the hot seat. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. That committee may be part of a criminal investigation.
The Wall Street Journal reports federal prosecutors are looking into whether the committee misused funds and gave big donors access to the administration. The committee in a statement saying its finances were fully audited and accounted. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders telling Fox News.
The president was focused on the transition and building out a new government and preparing to take office. The role that the president had in the inauguration was to raise his hand and take the oath.
The committee raised a record $107 million from donations. Steve Rappaport, Fox News.
President Trump is narrowing down the list of potential candidates for his next chief of staff.
5 people, really good ones, terrific people, mostly well-known, but terrific people.
The president speaking at the White House. There are reports that his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is on the short list. The man suspected of killing 3 people during a shooting at a Christmas market in France is himself dead. After a 2-day manhunt, he was killed in a shootout with police. The Paris prosecutor says he had also been on a watch list of potential extremists. The Senate has voted to withdraw U.S. support for the Saudi-led military operations in Yemen.
All 49 senators caucusing with Democrats voted yes. along with 7 Republicans. Vermont Independent Senator Bernie Sanders issued this call to action.
That war is unconstitutional.
South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham is typically a close ally for the Trump White House, but Graham has been furious with the Saudis after the brutal murder of columnist Jamal Khashoggi.
Fox's Mike Emanuel. The Senate also voted unanimously to hold the Saudi Crown Prince responsible for Khashoggi's death. A mixed day on Wall Street, the Dow gaining 70 points, S&P and NASDAQ losing. This is Fox News.